Hello, and thank you for joining me this morning for another installment of Commerce Corner. This month, we'll be covering an area of finance you all should be aware of by now, cryptocurrency. Now, this is something I want to cover for a while. It's an interesting and rapidly developing area of finance. And you can get vastly different answers depending on who you ask. Is an asset, is a new form of money, or is it something completely different? And that's what we're going to be discussing here today. This is probably only going to eat up like 15 minutes of your time. So please save any questions you have until the end, but I will get to those questions at the end. First off, I want to say I am in no way, shape, or form a financial advisor. The opinions expressed here today are based on my own research and biases aimed at general awareness of cryptocurrency and related concepts. This will not cover which cryptocurrency you should invest in, but it will help you to think about the impact on the financial world now and into the future. All investments are risky, and you should not invest money you're not willing to lose. Now, with that going out of the way, we can discuss some the more interesting aspects of cryptocurrency. Here we go. Now, to start, we should cover exactly what a cryptocurrency is as a baseline. I just pulled this quote from Investopedia. It's a good source for general financial information, so let's use this one. Cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it near impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger enforced by a disparate network of computers. A defining feature of cryptocurrencies is that they are generally not issued by any central authority, rendering them theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. Now, I think it's so cool that we have this new technology when we barely know anything about its creator. The story is very cyberpunk. Now, this is a quote from the infamous creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. We have no idea who this person was, or where he was from, or even if it was just one person. What we do know is that Satoshi kicked off Bitcoin in 2008 with the publishing of the white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer cash system, first implemented the model and actually developed it along with others till the end of 2010, before he just disappeared in the ether. All we have left is just rumors, speculations, and myths. If you want to know more lore on Satoshi, I would check out the book Digital Gold by Nathaniel Popper, which we do have an ebook, and I've included in the book list at the end of this presentation. There are a number of advantages inherent to cryptocurrencies. One, it is a new way to store value. Besides all the traditional ways like just letting money build in a bank account, buying assets like gold or silver, investing in stocks, bonds, real estate, cryptocurrencies are another way to secure and safeguard wealth. Comparatively, they are more risky, but Bitcoin has had ridiculous gains over the years, and it could possibly keep going up. Or it could crash and something else could take its place. We don't know yet. And because it is decentralized and not tied to any country or government, it's near effortless to use internationally. It may take more work if you want to transfer to a given currency, but by itself, it's easy and solves a lot of problems. Not every service within a country will take cryptocurrency, but more and more companies and possibly governments will take it as legal tender. Even occasionally, I'll see signs that say, like in big letters, "We take Bitcoin here." I think there's a computer place right by where I live that does that. 3, security. The more people who use given cryptocurrency, the more secure it becomes because of the blockchain. The more people who buy into it, the more secure. Now, besides the above, you can do a lot of things with digital currency built off blockchain. Besides the ease of transfer, you can implement cool things like smart contracts into the currency itself, which solves a lot of problems. And we're going over that concept a bit in the next slide. The later slides. And with the above said, there are a number of significant disadvantages at this time. 1, massive volatility. Because it's not regulated in any official capacity, the price of a given currency is all over the place. You may be captivated by the massive spike in Bitcoin has had since inception, and may keep going up, like I said. But there have been numerous downturns. 2, speculation. New cryptocurrencies appear all the time to try to replicate the success of Bitcoin, and many of them have little technical value. Part of the market is very similar to day trading, with all the risks inherent in that. And three, few businesses or governments accept crypto as a legal tender, and not every crypto really does anything. Don't be tempted to buy into a cryptocurrency just because it has a cute logo. That's on risks. Now, beyond just finding a job and saving money, your financial health depends more and more on what you do with that money. But what is considered money and what you can accomplish with it is changing. The thing that really floors me about crypto is that it's not just a new way to do money, but the basis for many new and different technologies that could change the world as much as the internet did. Now, here's a graph I pulled from somewhere with the current total value for each crypto. While Bitcoin has a towering price lead on everything and does make up a significant portion of the market, it's not the only game in town. Ethereum takes about 1/6, as you can see here. Ripple's RPX and Bitcoin Cash following suit. Now that big pink slice at the bottom makes up everything now listed here, which are these new coins or cryptocurrencies are popping up constantly, and they're numerous. I could speak for hours on each crypto, but I'm just going to give a brief overview of each of the popular ones to give you an idea of what is what. Bitcoin, abbreviated as BTC, is the original and the first use of blockchain technology, known for the massive spike in price it has received over the years. It currently sits at around under 40,000, last I checked, per coin. It single-handedly made cryptocurrency a legitimate economic player. The second biggest one is Ethereum. And it appears the second to appear, and it was the first to implement smart contracts. Then the third biggest, Ripple RPX, developed Ripple Labs. It builds itself as a global payment solution known for quick exchange times. The developer and two of its executives are actually currently under investigation by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for unregistered securities. That's all I'll say in that case, but the outcome may have lasting impacts on other cryptocurrencies. And then there's a bunch of others, including Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Cardano. Now, if you want to know more about each one specifically, there are much more people out there who have written and recorded endless amounts of information on each. So I'll just go find someone else to tell you in-depth information about those. Now, Bitcoin itself is not that important because it's worth a lot of money, but because of what it does. What's really important is the technology behind it, the blockchain. A blockchain is most simply a database, but instead of being in one place like on one computer, it's distributed across multiple systems. Data is stored in blocks, usually with a set limit. And once one fills up, we move on to the next one. This means data is stored in a set chronological order. Once the block is completed, nothing can change it. In the case of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that utilize block technology, the system is further enforced because miners are rewarded for executing cryptographic tasks, which is why it's called a cryptocurrency. Now, the benefits of the system are that it provides an immutable common record. Everyone can use it, but once something is recorded or changed on the record, it's there forever. But if I made a transaction with Bob on such a date for such an amount, no one can go back and say it happened any differently. Because they can try it, they can change their ledger, but it has to match every other ledger held by everyone who is part of that system. If it doesn't match, then that doesn't match. It's not listed as valid. Now, let's say if I tried to change the ledger, say I had like 100 Bitcoin, it would not get validated because everyone else would know that I do not have 100 Bitcoin. Another is that another very popular use now of blockchain technology is NTFs, where proof of ownership is recorded across a blockchain network. Another feature, smart contracts. A smart contract is a self-executing contract with terms of the agreement between buyer and seller being directly written into the lines of code. The first to implement this was Ethereum, which, as you saw from price, has been fairly effective. And smart contracts are great because it solves the issue of trust between parties in a transaction. Now, instead of relying on someone else to say the transaction goes through, if everything hits and the requirements are outlined in the contract, it happens. Now, one example I like to point to as like something that this could be really useful in coming years is in industries where there's a lot of red tape, or a lot of steps are involved for completing a transaction, like say home buying. I purchased a condo a couple months ago, and the entire process involved many parties, a lot of time, and a lot of documents. Every party wants their cut, from the seller and buyer agents, loan providers, title company. This is done to assure trust because there's a lot at stake for everyone involved. But each party involved increases the total price of the transaction. Now, someday it may be possible to automate many parts of something like a home purchase with a smart contract as part of a currency. That's way off in the future, but I think that is one possible use it could happen. To actually hold a given cryptocurrency, much like stocks or bonds, you can go through a broker or an exchange. Now, list some of the popular ones here, but there are far more. Some developers even have their own wallets for their crypto, like Cardano's Yori wallet. It only holds Cardano, and it can only hold Cardano, nothing else. But some of the more popular ones, like Coinbase is one of the biggest ones now, and they handle most of the popular cryptocurrencies. One really notable one is PayPal. PayPal now is accepting exchanges for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Actually, this month I threw up just $20 each through PayPal just to have it there. Now, if you just want to just play around with cryptocurrency and not make huge investments, this is a great way to get started. Now, a few months ago, I had a reference question on a very specific cryptocurrency system, Helium. It's not worth a lot comparatively. If you remember from the slide, I showed you it's among the unlisted ones, but it has a unique system. Helium is the currency backing what they're calling the People's Network, utilizing long-fi hotspots to expand existing Wi-Fi networks. With usage of the network is paid for with the currency and generated by running cryptographic tasks. The more hotspots that are given area, the more they can be mined, which also strengthens coverage and gives a greater payout. While the data rate is too low to watch something like YouTube, it's useless for that purpose. It can do some cool things. Some current applications I've seen from some companies include tracking for air quality, assets, or pets. Basically anything that's small, and all you really need is just ping it just to know it's still there or it's moved a little bit. Another for agriculture and health monitoring. I did see one company, a healthcare company, that was using to like monitor seniors through like armbands. It was very interesting. Just to give an idea of that it's fairly relevant, here's a map of all the Helium hotspots in our area. The Chicago area has the most adoption in the world. Now, I checked this chart a couple months ago, and it used to be just that one guy, Barber's Corner, you can see right by where it's Barber's Corner. But there's been much more now. Now, I don't expect this to ever get as big as like Bitcoin. That's not gonna happen. But I think it's really promising that you can use cryptocurrency in this way. And I wouldn't be surprised if another company used something similar to this and they got big. Now we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, or the dog, as it were, Dogecoin. I keep seeing listed along with other cryptocurrencies like it's similar or providing anything of value when it's really not. Dogecoin is driven solely by memes, hype, and speculation. A certain owner of Tesla and SpaceX has been having fun playing with the price, which has been fun to watch, but as technology and asset, it doesn't have much going for it. You could potentially make money by selling during a spike, but you could easily lose a bunch of money. It's not actively being developed or worked on in any serious capacity by anyone. As I've stated before investing in anything, think about what it does and what does it provide. unless you'd like to be part of the joke. Maybe just like give someone like 10 Dogecoin for their birthday as a gift. Do not buy Dogecoin. Now, this section will be I'll be pulling some articles I found on cryptocurrency and show how it's been changing the world and what's been changing in the industry. Crypto is rapidly gaining legitimacy. I did see one 401k provider say that it will be working with the exchange Coinbase to invest some of their 401k contributions into popular cryptos. It's just one company, but it shows a steady shift in how financial institutions are treating cryptocurrency. Now, at least one country, El Salvador, will shortly be taking Bitcoin officially as money. The plan was adopted on June 8th and goes into effect on September 7th. Remember that date. It's very ambitious. On that date, it will be treated as legal tender, valid for goods, services, taxes, and debts. Part of the plan involves providing 30 BTC, Bitcoin, to every adult through a government-issued crypto wallet. Now, this could be a great way for El Salvadorans to start showing wealth because 70% of the country doesn't have a bank account. And it might, if some possible outcomes could be, it might ride the future spikes in price. And a lot of companies who work with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency could flock there. And if it works out there, other countries will follow suit. Now, this may be a massive advantage for the country in the coming years, or it could be a huge mistake. We don't know yet. We just have to wait for the data to come in. But if you want to know more on this subject, check out the article I listed on Coinbase. I do believe to click that link below. Now, what we've seen so far is just part of a continuing process. Crypto is just going to keep growing and growing. Future applications of not just crypto, but blockchain in general could be for IDs used in government. The main power of blockchain is it allows for decentralization. So expect more and more things that follow that path if they interact with blockchain. Now, if you want to know more, we have several books on hand to grow your knowledge of crypto. Like I said, I previously recommended Kings of Crypto, which you can read now on Hoopla. Now, crypto news moves fast, and books take a while to publish. I've listed a couple sites that could help you. Except for general investment, if you just want to know more about an investment concept, Investopedia is a great start point. Now, if you want more established sources of information, we also offer articles from the Wall Street Journal free through the library. We also have print copies here in the building. And one source I would definitely recommend you follow are podcasts. I'm not going to recommend any podcast in particular, but find someone or some group you like and follow them. Long-form conversation that you can listen to while doing other things is one of the best ways to get information. One more thing. We'll be having Mike Gerben of Very Smart People on the September 13th, who will be giving a much more comprehensive presentation than the one I gave here today. He will be covering blockchain, exchange wallets, and future challenges and opportunities ahead of technology. Can't say the date, September 13th. And that's all I have for this month. If you have any questions or suggestions for future commerce talks, please feel free to reach me by email. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.